When people say love is a choice, what do they mean? I have heard this phrase tossed around so much in the past few years, particularly in the self help world industry. And I think it's so easy to quickly draw assumptions to what that means. So I wanted to touch a little bit on that in this video because I'm feeling particularly passionate about that topic recently. But of course, before we get into all of that fun, juicy stuff, if you're new, welcome. And if you're not new, welcome back. My name is Mariana, and I'm the founder of this fun little space, which is Commitment to Growth Resilience Coaching, where I am dedicated to helping women heal cycles of disconnection, dysregulation, and disempowerment. And one of the ways that I do that is I help women redefine resilience in their lives by teaching them that it isn't just about your power to never quit and just have grit and push through challenge. It really is about how you set up the foundations in your life to give you the strength to persevere through challenge. And one of those very, very, very important foundations is the relationships in our lives, and a very key part in understanding how to make those relationship spaces for us to heal and for us to find support and resonance is by understanding how to foster more love, how to cultivate deeper intimacy connection with the people that we love. So that is what this video is going to be about. Let's get right into it. When people say love is a choice, maybe you're like me and your mind kind of jumps to the bad days, right? When it's not convenient to love, when you would much rather hide behind your phone, stay angry at the people you love, at the person that you're in partnership with, in the days where they're annoying you, when they're triggering you, and it would be so much easier to just close off and not change, not evolve, right? I think that is a beautiful part of what it means to choose love in the face of inconvenience. But today, what I kind of want to get into is what it takes to get to a place in your life where love is a choice. And that is not to say that you have to be happy and healed and that it is this destination that you arrive at, but rather, I think as we grow into more healed versions of ourselves, into more conscious versions of ourselves, we start to recognize and be more intentional about where we are pouring our energy, because that on its own is what happens when love becomes a choice, right? It is no longer, I am with you because I need you. I am with you because of my attachment style. I am with you because you're soothing a part in me that I can't soothe by myself. And again, that is not to say that soothing with another person or finding solace in the company of another person is wrong. I think that's always going to be a constant in the human experience, but rather it's arriving at a place where you get to choose who's next to you, not because you need them, but because they are elevating your human experience in some way. I remember once my father telling me that when him and my mom were talking about marriage and choosing to be in a committed partnership with each other, he asked her what love meant to her. And her answer was, when you choose to share your freedom with somebody else. And I think that's so beautiful because I think that is at the essence of love being a choice, right? Again, you're choosing to share your time and your energy and your healing and your support with another person out of free will because they add to your life in some way. But again, I think what isn't often talked about is that in order to arrive at that place, your freedom, the time that you spend with yourself, has to be liberating first to you before you then choose to share that freedom with somebody else. Because if your own freedom doesn't enlighten you, doesn't make you feel alive, doesn't excite you, doesn't fill you, doesn't make you feel whole, then you might walk into those spaces expecting something that actually closes you off from the intimacy that you seek. And that freedom becomes freeing when you realize that you already are whole. From your wholeness, love becomes a choice. You can be healing without needing to be fixed. You can be on your route to healing without needing somebody to validate that in your feeling of being broken or perhaps not yet complete or perhaps not where you want to be, you don't need somebody to validate that you're worthy in that place of transcending into a new version of yourself. Love becomes a choice when you stop expecting people to be everything you need them to be, everything you think you need them to be. Love becomes a choice when we focus on showing up to give. I think it's so easy to be so constantly focused on, how does this person make me feel? How many compliments are they telling me today? How many times have they told me I'm beautiful? How many times have they reached for my hand under the table? How many times have they congratulated me on my newest achievement, right? And I think all that is super important. It is so key to check in with yourself around how you feel in a relationship. However, if you are using their validation to validate the love that they have for you, for that to be the only criteria that you use to gauge whether you give your time and energy to that person, you're falling into the trap of expecting, right? And it is so important to ask for validation, but how much time are you spending there versus focusing on how to enhance your capacity to love? Are you asking them how they want to be loved? Are you asking them how you can show up for them? Are you asking them how they would like to show up for you? Right? Because it's also so easy to get attached to a certain way that we think we need love, and only through physical touch, words of affection, whatever your love language might be, as an example. But you can deepen your love by opening yourself up to new ways of love as well. And I think in that too, love becomes a choice when you choose to see the person's soul in the ways that they show you love, in the ways that they show up for you, in the ways in which they're vulnerable, in the ways in which they show up in their weakest moments or like in their hardest moments, right? It's so easy to get attached to an image of a person that we expect them to fulfill, to be the lover or the friend or the family member that we think we need them to be. But spend more time looking through to what their eyes are saying. Spend more time feeling through their energy. Spend more time embracing the moments in which you're in silence and what those moments do for you when you don't need to be communicating or doing something to feel fulfilled and accompanied, right? It's in those moments of stillness that you are revealed a lot of what that person's essence does for your heart and your soul as well. Whether you're single or partnered, or maybe you just got out of a relationship, ask yourself following the time that you dedicated to watch this video, which by the way, thank you, if the spaces where you're showing up to give your energy, be it friendships, romantic pursuits, familial relationships, are you choosing the love that you're giving in those spaces? Are you choosing the energy that you are consciously, intentionally pouring into those spaces? Are you there because you want to deepen your connections with those people? Are you there because you feel like those relationships help you transcend your ego and your past and your trauma, right? Or are you there because some part of you feels soothed or validated in ways that you perhaps have not learned to give yourself yet? And like I said, both can exist. You can choose to love someone because they elevate your human experience while at the same time receiving validation and healing for those wounded parts of you. But it's about a balance, right? Is it tipped over more towards the side where you're acting out of impulsion or you're acting out of ego or you're chasing love? You're chasing the dopamine and the validation that that person gives you emotionally, spiritually, physically, right? And how is that, or is it not contributing to the person that you want to be, to the way that you want to love out of liberation, not out of necessity, not out of attachment, not out of a need to feel validated and feel worthy at somebody else's words, at somebody else's actions, right? Just like self love is meant to liberate you, so are the relationships in your life. Ask yourself, if you feel liberated in those spaces, do you feel free to be yourself? Are you choosing yourself in those relationships as well? Are you being given the space to choose yourself? All of those things contribute to, again, the time and the energy that you spend with that person. It makes it intentional. It makes it your choice out of free will. There's a saying that Mel Robbins says where it's a reminder that when life gets hard or you don't want to do something, she says, tell yourself, it's not that I have to do it, it's that I get to do it. And I think that the same thing goes for love. Love not because you have to, love not because you need to, but because you get to. And in getting to and getting that freedom and that choice to live and experience one of the deepest, most beautiful aspects of the human experience, choose it wisely, choose it intentionally, and most importantly, choose it and do it beautifully. Because that is where you find yourself. That is where you transcend the human experience and experience this alchemy that we're all made of. So, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it inspired you to reflect a bit on your relationships and where they are fulfilling you and where they might not be fulfilling you so much, if that's the case. And of course, if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, send it to somebody you love who might find it helpful, and stay tuned on the channel because I'm always posting these little resilience coaching and sip videos for you to just get a quick dosage of inspiration, self-help, self-improvement to help you on your path, whatever that path is, whatever the focus of your path is right now. You're worthy. You are exactly where you're meant to be. And just by choosing to dedicate your time to expanding your knowledge and do the hard thing and maybe take in some information that might feel uncomfortable or new, you are elevating yourself on the path that you're walking. So thank you for choosing this video. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.